Hello guys, this is Tycanderous doing another action figure review, and this time it's for the Diamond Select or Marvel Select Magneto figure. Now this is quite an old figure. I think it was initially released back in maybe 2000, was it 2006? Maybe it could have been a bit earlier. I think it's been around a few times, it's been reissued a few times. This is probably one of the most recent reissues for it. But this is the kind of classic comic book style. Just straighten out his leg a bit. Sorry about that. Classic comic book style Magneto. Just get him to stand properly. There we go. So this is the kind of 90s style, if probably even before that, Magneto figure that most people would be familiar with, especially from the 90s cartoon, because he had this look in the cartoon. Probably maybe slightly different through the different iterations of him, but he comes in this giant window box packaging. So let me just move him aside. You'll probably hear him go clunk in a second, but we'll just lay him down actually and just move him aside while I get the box. So this is the kind of standard style Marvel Select or Diamond Select style box packaging. So you have the name of the character on the left hand side, the logo for Magneto on this side, artwork on the right hand side as well. Then swinging around to the back of the box, there is a kind of image of the character on the right hand side. Other figures in the line, which is the Deadpool figure and the Cyclops figure, which comes with part of the Deadpool just comes with kind of like a building ruins, it looks like, or kind of a destroyed wall, whereas Cyclops comes with part of the Danger Room. And then you got the photo of the Magneto figure. And then you have a variant version of Magneto, which is unmasked head. And then you have a brief write-up for the figure, if I can just get the focus in on it. I'll read it out anyway. So it says, sculpted by Gabriel Marquez, Magneto is one of the deadliest mutants ever born, a man who has single-handedly defeated literally all of the Marvel heroes. The master of magnetism was born Max Eschenhard, I think. Oh, I could be butchering that, so I could be wrong. And first became aware of his awakening powers when his family was trapped inside a burning house. Unable to rescue his daughter from the blaze due to his inexperience and coupled with interference from a hostile mob, he angrily unleashed his powers with deadly results. Later adopting the name Magneto, he gathered together a group of mutant outcasts he dubbed the Brotherhood of Mutants, and has dedicated his energy towards thwarting the works of X-Men founder Charles Xavier and furthering his pro-mutant agenda against the normal human race. And you just have the name Magneto on the side again, and as I said, the logo or the comic book image for him on the side, and then there's nothing on the opposite side. So the figure itself is quite nice, but I'll get into that in a second. He only comes with one accessory, which is this very nicely done base, which is supposed to be the ruins of the X-Men mansion. I'm assuming it's from one of the comic books, as they joke about it in, I think it was in Deadpool. It's one of the places that keeps getting blown up and taken down. But this is the base sculpt. The one thing I find funny is if you flip it around to the back here, the bricks here have a curve to them. They're not straight down, so it looks like someone had melted the brick, but it stayed intact. And then it has a single peg hole on the right hand side for his right foot, and as you can see, there is the arm of Colossus in the debris of the building, and it has all this kind of brickwork, piping, and just metal work that's kind of all strewn about the place. So onto the figure itself. The figure is quite nicely sculpted. We can just bring him in close for a close-up. The head is quite nicely done. The eyes are kind of in a glaring position. He has a solid rubber cape that is non-removable. It is a separate piece, I'd say, from the way it's attached, but it's glued in place, so it's not removable. It does hinder the arm positioning a small bit. You can get the arms up that much. So for articulation, the arms are on kind of a standard joint for the shoulder. it can go out that much and rotate up that much, and rotate back that much. Doesn't have a full range of movement, as I said, because of the cape hindering it, but you can get some nice posing out of it. The wrist, the elbow is on a single joint which rotates, so you can rotate the wrist, or sorry, the elbow. The wrist also rotates and has a hinge joint that goes in and out. Now it would have been cool if they had a kind of a glove swivel, so you could turn it and have the hands kind of pivot back, but as it is, you can just pivot them in and out and then just swivel them. His head is on a ball joint. You can get some side to side on it. You can probably go 360. Yeah. You don't get too much up and down with the head, only a tiny bit, and you can swivel side to side. He does have a waist swivel, no ab crunch or anything like that. He does have a sort of, is it solid? Oh yeah, it's actually more of a solid crotch piece. He does have a joint in the leg that rotates. He has a hinge here, so that if you want to put the leg forward, you have to kind of rotate it forward. And he also has an upper thigh rotation. His legs don't kind of go back too much, but you can get forward and back with that hinge once it's rotated in the right kind of angle. Otherwise it just goes out the side. He has a dual jointed knee, and then he has no boot cut swivel, but he does have a swivel in the ankle and a forward and back on the ankle hinge itself. All in all, he's a very nicely sculpted figure. If I just stand him up again. As I said, there's a peg hole, and there is 2 peg holes on his feet, and you can peg him into the base. So all in all, he's quite a nice figure. So moving him off the base, just get a measurement of the figure itself. I'll bring in the good old trusty tape measure. So from feet to head, he stands just a little over 7 inches tall with the helmet on. I'm not sure if the unhelmeted version has a kind of higher wavy head, but just for a scale comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Select, or sorry, Diamond Select Molder figure. So you can see they are pretty much in scale with each other. Molder would probably be a hair smaller, but they are technically supposed to be in scale with each other. So all in all, he's quite a cool figure. Just for another scale comparison, just because I have him handy, this is like one of the Black Series 6-inch figures, so you can see he does tower over him. He wouldn't be in scale to them. But all in all, he's quite a nice figure. So I do recommend picking him up. I got this at my local comic shop called the comicvault.ie. So if by any chance you're in Ireland and you're watching this and you're from Cork, I recommend checking them out. They were at the Dublin City Comic Con that was on recently, as at the time of this recording. So check out comicvault.ie. I'll try and put a link in the description below if I remember, because sometimes I say it and I kind of forget to put stuff in. So I will try and put that link in. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy this video review. As I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and I will try and get back to any comments I can. Cheers, guys.